Hey everybody, and welcome back to Brutally Honest Reviews, only on the Brutally Honest Network. And here today, I'm with Rob, Justin, and new guest today, Steve.
How's it going?
Hey, Steve.
Steve, who are you?
Perfect hair, man.
My name's Steve LaBosse here. Known you since high school, and I'm an API sales rep for a company called Smart Bear. It's pretty boring. Oh, and I have great hair, which I mean, obviously. I also have 2 IMDb credits.
So, today, we're going to review First Man. Justin's been waiting so long to see First Man.
Justin can't even figure out the synopsis for this fucking movie.
So, anyway, First Man is about Ryan Gosling being Ryan Gosling. And
this piece of shit.
yes, it's about Ryan Gosling playing Neil Armstrong on the Apollo 11 mission, well, kind of leading up to it too. But plays Neil Armstrong. Everybody knows the story of how we may or may not have landed on the moon, depending on who you ask. Don't ask Joe Rogan. Anyway.
There's no shadows on the moon.
I don't fucking know, bro.
There's no shadows. It couldn't have happened. I'm kidding. Maybe.
Earth's flat. Put a ball on the ground. You ain't
Hopefully.
gonna see it roll unless it's...
Scientology is the one true religion.
So, Rob, what do you think? What do you think of First Man in Scientology?
And Scientology?
I'm
Rob
just
would make a
kidding.
good Scientologist, I think.
I don't have enough money.
I see what you did there.
You gotta be rich to be a Scientologist.
You gotta buy them goddamn
you'd be good
books.
at bullying other people to be Scientologists.
Well, in that case, I'd
Yeah.
be a
You'd
good...
be the king
I mean, that takes something
I'd
off
be a
your
good
membership for
PE
that, right?
teacher then, too.
That's strange logic and pure irony. What did you think about this movie?
I went in expecting it to be pretty good, but I ended up actually liking it a lot more than I did. Well, than I anticipated liking it. I thought all the performances were really good, and especially Ryan Gosling and Claire Foy. And it's a heavy movie too, when you look at it over again.
Claire Foy's been in like everything
Recently,
lately.
yeah.
It's like nuts.
Yeah. Especially recently. She's got tons of things coming out.
Yeah, and the girl in the spider's web. That
Yep.
one. There's another one recently too. A really good one I saw. Can't fucking remember what it is now.
The Crown.
No.
Is she in
That's
that
a
too?
TV show.
That's what she took off, I think. It was like
Unsane, Breathe, The Lady in the Band.
Unsane.
Oh, Unsane.
Yeah.
She's good in that.
Yeah. Oh, you did watch that. Unsane.
I didn't watch it.
I thought you just said you watched it.
No, I said, was she good in that?
You did you just hear him say? All right. Anyway, and Unsane's good. Unsane's good. So
Anyway.
First Man, what do you think, Justin?
You know, it's like... I feel like if I just...
You've seen one moon landing, you've seen them all.
There's only been like one.
Just saying. No,
There's only... Except for the time Russia launched a dog up there.
there's been
Rest in peace, Spotty.
He actually came back. There's a little picture of him. With a little helmet on.
Yeah, but once he didn't.
The dog?
And, yeah, they kept shooting dogs up into space. They had cute little spacesuits on.
It was
They were-
adorable.
Best
until
thing
you
the Russians
realized-
ever did.
They might have replaced them though,
could've.
like
Big
Robert De
liars
Niro,
of-
and
Russians?
analyze that.
Russians straight kill dogs. Russians will kill anything, including our country. Anyway, no, I'd have no thoughts about this movie.
Sure.
It's probably
Fair enough.
It probably plays exactly how I would. It probably. I haven't seen it. I'm just here for entertainment. I think it plays exactly how I expect it to
We
play.
were lonely.
Yeah.
You've seen one moon landing, you've seen them all.
I kind of just when you say bioflick, I'm like I could just Google the fucking original story
Wait,
and figure out.
bioflick?
Yeah, bioflick.
That's a new name we're adding to the category of people who cannot pronounce biopic
This is
correctly.
a tough one, yeah.
Now you said it
Did I say
wrong!
it correct?
You idiot!
Do you hear the day that I said Adrian Brodery?
Yes.
Or Adrian
Brodery?
Brody, and
Yes.
but I didn't know because
Yep.
I was just gaping.
Yeah, it's leeching.
God damn.
So is bioflick wrong?
Absolutely. No, it's a different way to say it.
How
It's
about
the way.
eat a dick? I don't care.
If
I
it
don't
makes you
want
happy,
to.
it's the way I would expect you to say it.
I don't care if you're happy. You're numb right now, so
All right.
He's
all right.
higher than giraffe pussy.
So, what did I think about this movie?
That joke so much.
So I just saw First Man at the theater.
Today?
Yes. My clientele, not my clientele,
That sounds like you're an escort.
the other viewers that were in the theater were all older white people, which I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they remember it.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna let you figure out your own assumption of what happened today.
Geriatrics.
But anyway, I'm just saying, there's a lot of old white people there watching the moon landing.
Yeah, during the middle of the day on Monday.
Well-
of course, it's nothing but old
That's
retired
a good
people.
point. That's a good point. So I liked the movie. Going in, I did like I like Ryan Gosling. I think he's a good actor. When he first came out, started doing movies. Obviously, like everybody was talking about him being like the pretty boy. So like when I saw Place Beyond the Pines, I thought it was gonna suck. It was awesome. Yeah.
Drive is also good.
Drive's good. He's been good in everything I've seen him in.
Yeah,
Is
especially like the last.
Logan Lucky?
This
Isn't
decade.
he in that?
No, that's
What-
Channing Tatum. That's the other pretty guy.
What's the one where he has the high-pitched voice?
La La Land.
The Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Fuck, wow.
He
Nice
was
Guys.
he was amazing in The Nice Guys.
Yeah, he was.
Him and Russell Crowe.
I'm so glad we weren't a show when La La Land came out.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah, you
see
would
I
have
that.
was
see it.
forced to see that.
I wouldn't
piece
have
of
seen
shit.
it. I would have said no. I don't.
I'd
do,
still
I don't-
see it, but now I'm not gonna see it.
I don't do
because of
musicals. I can't enjoy a musical.
No, the second you say
Not
musical, I'm
even-
like, that is not what I'm about.
Not even The Greatest Showman. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
either,
no,
so
I haven't
can't
seen
say.
that. I won't see it.
Hugh Jackman's in it though.
Yeah.
That's not a selling point.
Yeah, it is.
Is there singing?
For some people, it is. Yes.
And it's immediately not a
They're
selling
Yeah,
point.
singing,
I
but-
don't. The only singing movie I've ever seen was Thriller.
That's
And
not
that-
a movie. That's like 20
It's
minutes.
yeah, but
the
that's
motion
the
video.
only thing.
It's a music video.
It's more than a music video.
Oh god, he's dead. Move on.
I have to say though, I do generally.
Michael's a goddamn
dislike-
musical genius.
What voice was that?
It was Eddie Murphy, wasn't it?
A little bit.
It
But
sounded like Eddie Murphy.
yeah.
It did sound like Eddie Murphy.
It kind of. Move on.
My
Says
favorite
it in
role,
this stand-up.
Eddie Murphy in Bowfinger. Is my
Oh, I thought you were
favorite
gonna
role.
say Norbit.
No, Bowfinger is so much
Morbid.
better.
I forgot about that hot garbage.
So back to First Man. I like Ryan Gosling.
Let me start this.
As we said, Claire Foy is awesome. Claire Foy plays his wife, and she's in like everything now. I don't know. I know. I forget the name of him, but the commander also. I knew him in Houston at the space station operations.
Yeah, it was. He's the dad
That-
from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, and he's
That
in,
and
Boardwalk
Oh,
also-
Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in.
Mance Raider from Game of Thrones. He is a very
He's in it
Syrian
too, yeah.
Hands. Is that his name? Syrian Hands?
He's like the head NASA
Yes.
guy, I think.
Yes, the
The head.
older gentleman.
Yeah.
Also played Julius Caesar in Rome on
Mhm.
Oh, the
HBO.
the heavier guy.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
He's
okay.
great.
He was
Yeah.
awesome too. And the guy who played Buzz Aldrin, I've seen him. In a
Yeah,
bunch
he's
of
such a
things.
prick.
Yeah, he was good.
He's a good prick.
Really
Yeah.
made Buzz Aldrin out to be a prick in this movie.
He is a
Yeah.
prick. Yeah, in real life, like
He's really a
he was
prick.
supposed to be a prick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Makes
just saying
sense.
what we're all thinking.
He's not supposed to be a prick. He just
Also, he's
is
supposed to be like a
prick.
young guy. He's all bald. He looks like was he 45 then?
Well,
In this,
Because he's still alive.
Steve, have you ever seen that man with hair?
He's 88.
Nah, I guess not. All right.
You can't put a wig on that man. He looks too silly. The strain. on
Oh,
it.
yeah. He was in The Strain.
Yep,
he
looks.
was in House of Cards bald.
He looked ridiculous. with
I have to
hair.
assume they were pretty authentic. Everything seemed very authentic to the time.
Why was his nickname Dr. Rendezvous?
Who?
Aldrin.
Always made it to the place. on
Interesting.
time.
Buzz Aldrin, other name Dr. Rendezvous.
That's his superhero.
Yeah.
Superhero name. Marvel Universe. Not
He's
DC.
doctor. Always makes it to the place.
That's amazing. I need way more story to that. Which I'll look up later.
So the cast overall, the cast was great. All the roles were very believable. All the set design and everything was very believable for the time period in the '60s. The story was the way the story was constructed. It was constructed in a basically starting at Ryan Gosling in like the very beginning of his career. Well, not Ryan Gosling, the character Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
So Neil Armstrong in his very early career,
With Buzz Lightyear.
as Buzz Lightyear, the first thing that he was doing for, I assume still for NASA, that first flight.
Yeah,
that
he still
did?
worked for NASA, but it wasn't in the astronaut program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his first initial.
He's a test pilot and like engineer.
Yeah, like he's a test pilot. Like
Yeah.
we take him from a test pilot to all the way to the
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon, Apollo 11. I almost said 9/11. You know,
Yeah. Bad mistake.
wrong event.
Too soon.
Okay, so
Not for me, but for somebody.
I liked it. I'm gonna skip ahead
Pete
because
Davidson.
now I'm starting to think about all the different things about the movie. So Steve, what do you think initially?
Yeah, I really liked it, and I did go in kind of like Rob, expecting to like it. I was a big fan of Apollo 13 when that came out with Tom Hanks, so going in sort of with that comparison. But yeah, the cast was great. I'm not a scientist, but the science seemed pretty spot on to me, and I just think it told a really good story.
Someone fucking playing Jumanji
Man, what are
upstairs?
they doing?
You're really
Or
heavy.
It's Rob Schneider. No, not Rob Schneider. Adam Sandler playing the drums in Hot Chick.
I think you're
Oh, I'm
doing
sorry.
that on
I don't know if
purpose.
you could hear that.
Loud fuck. Get a recording sign and shove it up your ass. There's a woodworking shop across the way. We fucks people up.
So let's go into the story of this movie. So we see him as a test pilot. Neil Armstrong's Ryan Gosling as a test pilot, and he's flying right away. We're just flying. We're climbing the atmosphere on Earth, and he gets all the way up into what is not technically space, but like the
He
very
sees the
space.
make-believe curvature of the Earth.
Yep. Stop. We're not even gonna go there.
You gotta stop that.
He sees what he thinks is a curve in the Earth.
An
I mean,
illusion.
the oxygen might be getting to him.
Exactly.
So, lack of oxygen. You can mistake shapes. The square that it
upsets me
was.
so deeply because there are people who actually believe
I
this.
can't
I know,
even. I
it's
can't
so
even
silly.
troll it.
Like, have they
It's
ever
so dumb.
flown? I don't get, like...
I get that the I know the joke you keep making, but
Yeah,
it
I know.
burns me on the inside because I'm like,
There's
some
people that
asshole out
think
there
like that.
that like fucked his cousin last week and is just like, there's
Oh no, these aren't
You
cousin
get people
fuckers.
believe.
Are they people from Vermont?
No, there's something else
Should be.
entirely. Like, I don't know.
They're not quite cousins.
No, it's like these people wrap a sandwich bag around their dick and fuck a couch, like prison. That's what it is.
1970s couch.
Okay.
Yeah, you can edit that out.
No, I'm highlighting that. That's my goal.
In the trailer.
So we see him as a test pilot. He enters basically the edge of the atmosphere, and like he thinks he's in space, and then all of a sudden he starts to get sucked into space.
Yeah.
And then he ends up uses thrusters, his emergency thrusters, last minute when he thinks he's gonna die, and ends up being able to push himself back
Gets
into the atmosphere.
slingshotted back into towards Earth.
This part might have been bullshit.
I don't know.
As far as I know, it's
I mean,
pretty spot on.
It's early aircraft.
It is. We think of space as kind of like you just jump out here, now you're in the Earth, and now you're in space.
Oh,
But it
no,
kinda
no, I'm not-
eases into it.
I'm not disproving the way it works. I don't think that necessarily happened to Neil Armstrong.
Okay, you just think it was sort of part of the program.
Movie thing.
Yeah.
I think it
I'd
would,
have to know
be
more about
really
his life
cool.
because obviously I haven't read up on him. But if he was a test pilot, it's entirely possible.
I'm someone who it's not going to bother me
Yeah.
if you unless I'm like going specifically to see a historic adaptation of an event.
So you're not gonna
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson it.
No, I'm not going to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I love him, but he just whips his big dick energy onto everything that everybody finds fun.
Yeah.
He just goes like, but actually, thump.
He's the fun police. That's what he is.
Yeah. I still love
Anything
him.
sci-fi.
but-
Well, I mean, lightsabers are entirely impossible because. Shut up. He's too smart. It's not fair.
That's yeah.
All I heard was you're
smart-
too
They
being
wouldn't
stupid.
have
smart is dumb.
1970s computers on all their ships. Thanks.
He's so smart. He makes not smart people look not smart.
I just got AIDS.
Exactly.
That's bad. That's
Yeah, I
unfortunate.
skipped HIV. We're right there.
Full blown
Pretty
AIDS.
bad lunch break.
There it is. Ganked my own asshole.
So, the first scene in the movie, I loved it so much because it got like I thought I was going into honestly like I thought I was going to go into a snore fest. Despite loving Ryan Gosling, I know that like you know that stuff is very complicated with the way they put together space flight. So I wasn't expecting to be like on the edge of my seat in the way that you know I would normally be, just because I'm not really like I
I
can't relate.
liked how all the shots for the flights were in the cockpit
Yeah.
of all the
Yeah.
aircraft. It made it seem claustrophobic as hell.
It did. You kept thinking like if I was there, I would
Yeah.
not like.
Yeah.
I would be like, nope.
They
all
had that
set.
tracking
Oh,
shot
fuck
from when
this.
they were
Where's the
getting
emergency button? I'm
Germany
out.
spacecraft there.
Yeah.
Just like what it would look like to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tight.
Everything was just uncomfortable, claustrophobic, closed
That
in,
big
shut
suit.
off. And you could hear him breathing.
Oh yeah.
Fucking creepy.
Found one of Rob's fears.
You
Oh,
just
I'm
felt
not
like
claustrophobic.
You sounded.
Rob's not afraid of anything.
Yeah, no.
Rob's the toughest kid I know.
His ego didn't need that. That's for sure. That's what I do now.
But that first flight, I thought it was shot really, really well. It got you really on the edge of your seat in the beginning of the movie. Kind of set you up to be thrilled through a lot of character development that wasn't necessarily thrilling, but necessary.
Yeah.
So like, I was after that first scene, I was excited and I was like, all right, character development, I get it, but I didn't like bring me down to like to the point where I wanted to go to sleep. That did happen at some point in the movie. It was a little bit long.
I saw this
Yeah.
right after getting out of work and then saw El Royale. I'm surprised I didn't fall asleep during either of them. I was
Yeah.
exhausted. But this movie, this kept me awake.
Really?
Especially the way that they shot all the launch sequences
They were
and the
shot
actual
well.
flight. Like, you felt like you were in the spacecraft with them, really.
Yeah.
Because you could hear all the shaking, all the rattling, all the breathing.
Well, because any of the wide shots that they did do of like the spacecraft like third person, they it's not their fault. It's just really hard to replicate.
Yeah.
Like a space launch.
Yeah.
It's like you could tell like in the wides that they had like it was bordering fake and real, but it still looked pretty good.
I thought so, yeah.
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 So we see that first flight, and we find out basically that wasn't called a special mission or anything. That was just
No, that was just a test flight, yeah.
Okay. So eventually he works his way into the Gemini 8.
Well,
Mission.
before that, he gets grounded.
Well, yeah. He gets grounded.
Yeah, until he applies for the astronaut program.
Oh, we missed because the daughter passes away. That's a major thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
So his daughter,
I'm assuming cancer.
It was a brain tumor, I guess.
Was it?
Yeah.
brain tumor.
Yeah, she was 2 years old.
So yeah, his daughter died of a brain tumor or cancer or something. Is it brain tumor? Did they say?
I just read that outside of.
Yeah, they never.
okay.
They
I
never.
don't know if they actually said what it was in the movie, but I saw they had X-rays of the skull, so you knew it was something head related.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if they weren't really specific.
Okay. So
Also, that one scene with them when they were in the hospital and like all that 1960s medical technology. Fuck that. Everybody's getting.
Yeah, that
radiation.
thing scanning her brain looked like the
You remember,
size
it
of
was
a
almost
car.
like a giant drill they were putting towards. Yeah,
oh, I didn't think of it.
I noticed that right away. It goes
Yeah.
like to the set design too. I think they were very accurate.
I think it's because right before I saw that scene, I had watched a scene from The Apostle that I think you know I'm talking about.
Yes, I already know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was like, shit, that shit is prehistoric.
Yeah.
And then, so seeing this, I was like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
So, a little bit
You
of a
work your way
difference.
into the 1960s. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, his daughter dies. He's super fucking torn up about it.
And
More subconsciously.
and doesn't like talk to anyone about it. He just bottles it in.
Yeah. There's one time in the movie, Like, he doesn't even talk to his wife about it.
No.
Yeah.
But there's one time in the movie that he you can see a glimpse of him opening up to someone, and then they fucking die.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he tries. Well, he doesn't try again later, but he catches himself starting to open up. He's like, "All right, better go home now."
Yeah.
Then when his friend comes up to him outside, tries talking about him why he left, he just turns to him and says, "I'm not out here because I want to talk to anyone."
That was super cold.
Yeah.
And I was like, like that's the nicest way you can be an asshole and say, well, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. We'll get to that. Well, no, we can discuss that now. I was laughing during that scene because I was laughing at this fucking nerd and his goddamn fucking stars. And moons
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, that's his comfort.
That's his
Yeah.
way. That's his way out of it. He's just always studying, always reading up on the mission.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only way to.
It was
where
like he went to
doesn't
work
focus
right
on
at the
it.
day after the funeral.
I
Yeah.
think that part was bullshit.
That seems like something that embellish, yeah.
Yeah, because like
Yeah, it was probably like the same week, but you're not gonna go the next day.
yeah, it's really strong symbolism to like attach to a human being when human beings are pretty damn intelligent. Like, there's nobody who can't fucking be an adult because of the fucking goddamn stars. Well, there are people.
I just came back to this mentally, and what the fuck is happening?
You've
Angry
got,
tangents.
You know what I mean,
you
though,
still
right?
got AIDS.
You know what I mean, though,
Me?
right? Like,
Yeah, fuck it.
unless you're like absolutely fucking insane, you
Yeah.
can still mentally process and rationalize
Humanize
every situation.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If like he was doing
can I
that in real
rationalize
life,
this?
I would talk to the police about him being a psychopath.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to
Right.
think of the time period too, though. Like those guys then did not go to therapy or do anything like that. It was just
No,
like,
don't be a pussy.
well, I guess he's back at work.
For one of the Kennedy sisters,
guy.
head got torn the
Staring
fuck
at the
out.
moon again.
That was a fun time.
Um,
Let's lobotomize anything that has a weird thought.
Yeah, why not? She's
Yeah.
a woman. She has no
Humans-
say in the 60s.
we still have no death penalty for
Jesus.
people who
They
commit
didn't.
confirmed murders.
I think it was
So-
40s or 50s.
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, I said we
talking about
still.
the Kennedy
I,
sister.
I said we still have no death penalties for people who have confirmed murdered people, which I think is ridiculous.
Godliness before cleanliness. Something like that.
The death penalty is such a long process.
It
It's so expensive.
well, it shouldn't be.
I,
Are we
also,
about to go
Good
around
point.
here?
I don't
Yeah,
know why.
Because the problem is
We're not gonna go
innocent people
wax
get on death
political
row all the
now.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The death penalty is
Death
a
row
touch.
seems good for a guy like me. I could use a nap.
Well, then go to Texas.
Being by yourself 23
Just alone for
hours
a
a
little bit.
day.
It's so dumb.
I'm not being serious.
I was about to say very controversial shit, so let's move on.
Dude, the power of editing.
Not relating to you. I'll tell you later.
Please don't.
Okay.
No,
So-
we already forgot. It's fine.
Back to the movie and the storyline where we are. So after the test mission, his daughter dies, and then he gets asked to be a part of this Gemini mission.
Not even to be a part of it, but to apply to it. It's no guarantee either.
Oh right, yeah, because he has
Because
to
it's
interview
a
for it.
huge
It's all
thing.
interview from hell.
Yeah.
So he goes and he does interview for it. He sits down with like 4 or 5 other people. He meets a friend who was
Another civilian pilot.
he's the guy, one of his friends though, that ends up passing away.
Yeah, he dies in another test flight later on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're both civilians, so they kind of bond over that. The rest are all these military guys, all in medals and shit.
His name starts with a J, I think.
I think it was Elias. I might be wrong though.
It definitely sounded biblical.
There was an Ed. There was 2 Eds because
Yeah.
there's Buzz who also goes by Ed, and then there was the first Ed who was his best friend,
Ed White.
Ed White. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was whatever his name was, the other guy. God damn, it was a weird name too. Anyway, so he's going to interview at this event.
DEKE.
No, that was the dad from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that was Boardwalk Empire's not Nucky Thompson, his
Gus.
brother, Sheriff Thompson.
Yes.
There's not very many weird names on here.
I'll find it.
They all
It's
got white boy
fine.
names.
Go up.
Gunter?
Nope. Go up.
Neil, Janet, Buzz, Jim.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was the guy from the second Planet of the Apes movie. That's his good friend.
You look for the real name?
Gus.
Who the fuck? Gus?
That was the friend he met in line.
Okay.
So Gus. So he meets another pilot, Gus, in the line with all these other douchebags, because they're talking about him after he goes in.
Yeah.
So Ryan Gosling goes in and he interviews with NASA, and he does a damn good job. I thought the writing in this scene was awesome.
Yeah.
He seemed like a badass during this interview.
Killed the interview.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And then that guy at the end had asked that question about his daughter.
Oh yeah.
He goes, "Oh, I've got something to say. I'm sorry about your daughter." And then he just stone cold says, "I'm sorry. Was there a question?"
You know what? There was a good a filmmaking thing that they did in the editing that I really liked. That after he said that line, instead of cutting away, they cut to one of the NASA officials, kind of as a suggestion that that official is noticing that he's a human being and he's capable of handling a task like this.
Yeah.
Despite his losses.
I definitely think it was an intentional psychological thing. They obviously want to probe him.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously he passed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They got to see how you react under pressure and
Yeah.
with a lot of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, he joins the Gemini Project. The first thing they do, and they go into that stupid fucking crazy machine that spins you.
The
3
human
different
washing
axes.
machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that thing.
And as expected, which I'm glad they didn't have him be like, "Oh, he's a superstar. He's
Yeah.
meant for space."
Yeah,
that's-
he's meant for space.
That's what Michael
he
Bay
does,
would've done.
he does it on the first shot. Like, whoa, he stopped
He
it.
should be the first man on the moon.
He's levitating.
And instead he passes out and pukes.
Yeah. That was important.
Yeah.
And I liked the scene after where the guy comes into the bathroom and you think, is he gonna laugh at him or is he gonna also just gonna puke his brains out?
Everyone fucking
Yeah.
puked.
Yeah.
It was I think it was supposed to be like a bonding thing too, to get the team together, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
did, because one of the guy who came in after him was kind of talking shit when he went into the interview. Like,
And he ends
Oh,
up
that was
I'm a
the same
nerd.
guy.
Yeah, and he ends
And
up being
now
like his best
Fallen
friend.
over.
Oh, yeah.
Puked all over each other.
It's a shitty situation either
Yeah.
way. So
I also thought he was really good in this movie.
He was
Who?
great.
Do you know his name, Steve? Is it Jason Clarke?
Jason Clarke. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic in this movie. His
is that
friend.
who played Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed White?
Yeah.
The Apollo 1 guy.
He
Yeah.
was awesome,
And he was
yeah.
also in the second Planet of the Apes movie recently.
Yeah.
He's really good in this, I thought.
Out of all the acting in this, and I know it's authentic to Neil Armstrong the way he was, but I didn't like the way the ending went. But I don't know if that's the way that authentically it happened.
I
love the ending.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I actually read about it. From everything that they've said to his family, they've never got a confirmation of, yeah, I did that. But they're almost 100% sure that he actually did do that and leave that there.
Or left something there.
Yeah.
And so I was reading that. So astronauts have a
You're
personal
talking
kit.
about on the moon though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about
Oh,
the
with his
very
wife.
end with his
Yeah.
wife.
Okay.
Like the last scene.
That could probably
The
be
last
scripted.
scene made me mad
Yeah.
because I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, it's been so long, and Claire Foy has been waiting for you, and you have just been a piece of shit the whole movie.
Basically.
Like-
Distant, cold.
Yeah, like, all he cares about is what he wants to do. Which is, like, I can relate a little bit because, like, some days I work, like, ridiculous hours making movies for no fucking reason, and sometimes it sucks.
Well, that's why I thought the most emotional and powerful scene was when she finally gave up and just flipped out on him and be like,
That was a great scene.
you're gonna sit
Oh,
your
yeah.
sons down and you're gonna tell them that there's a chance you may not be coming back.
I like that.
That was probably the most powerful scene in the movie, I thought.
And it was great acting from Claire
yeah,
Foy.
yeah.
As a filmmaker, like, I would have liked to see closure in their relationship, but I feel like if they got it right, they got it right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just
I
haven't
think
looked
it
into
kind of tied back, and I didn't get the vibe that the last scene was very distant. I thought it was more of like a silent kind of understanding between each other. That he obviously had something on his shoulder from his daughter passing.
Yeah.
I think she got the vibe, or at least this is what I picked up, that he had kind of resolved that by leaving the bracelet on the moon.
Yeah.
I thought that there was closure there, but also, I mean, it is the way life is. I mean, they're going to keep living. They divorced in real life in 1994, which is like 30 years after this.
Ooh. That's an
So
old
it's like their
time
life
to
is
get
going
a
to, this
divorce.
is as monumental as this is to history. This is still just a part of this couple's life.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so you're. Yeah. No, that's right. Like from a movie perspective, like I want closure. Like always. Like that's when I go to a movie. Like
it's
I
the
want to
same
see
thing
the
like
same
with
arc.
with Manchester by the Sea. It was like it wasn't a super closure ending, but you know, I liked it. I thought it was like a similar type of thing.
I think it's only because Ryan Gosling's character as Neil Armstrong pissed me off because of the way he was acting. But the reason why I'm mad is because the acting was actually really good.
Yeah, he had to have played that perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way he did things, you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're getting mad at him at not even as just like in a movie, just like as a person.
yeah.
Just getting pissed off in
Yeah.
general at the things he's doing, the things he could be doing, and he just completely goes to just section
Like,
himself
can you
off.
communicate with your
Yeah.
wife
Yeah.
at all?
And his kids too.
Yeah.
His kids are always like, "Oh, you want to play? I gotta help your mother." Or he just goes back into
Feel
his
bad
books
for-
and studies.
Even when he finally had to sit down and tell him that I might die,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was kind of expecting like a more emotional speech from him.
Yeah.
Like telling me he was proud of him, whatever. It really wasn't because it didn't fit with the character. It was
Well, you
just
could tell he
sort of
didn't know
awkward.
he didn't know how to talk to his family. Like,
Yeah.
he had intimacy problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he clearly like his only
That was just the 40s and 50s.
no, not this particular situation. She clearly
The
loved
joke
didn't
him.
help.
all men around that time were douchebags.
Well, not
Not
all,
to this extent,
but
because
the
you could
people
see
who
it
were
with
got away
with
with
his
it.
friends that they were completely different with their families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how they
Okay. I
interacted
see
with
where
them.
this goes.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Mm. So, in the story progression, he joins Gemini. He ends up getting in Gemini project, but he's not Gemini until he's not in a scheduled launch until Gemini 8. So Gemini 4, when Gemini 4 goes off, that's the one where he gets called to visit the White House, and he visits
Yes.
the White House.
Yeah.
He gets the call.
No, that's Apollo 1. You're jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh, that's Apollo 1.
Yeah.
That's Apollo 1.
That's after the Gemini thing. And that's when his friend Ed dies. You know, is in Apollo 1.
Yeah.
So the first thing he hears in the Gemini project is that Gemini 4. What happened in Gemini 4?
I think, didn't his other die?
His friend crash landed. There was fog and he crashed into a mountain.
And that's
Yeah.
when Buzz Aldrin
Yes.
was like, "Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
landed sooner," or something. I forget
Which
what he said.
Yeah.
which friend was that?
That was the one he met in
The other civilian.
yes, the one that he met at the very beginning.
Okay.
That's who that was.
Okay. Okay. So that makes sense.
He did kind of look similar to the other guy.
They did, yeah. They did look. Well, a lot of them are like crew cut for like
Yeah.
the military and stuff. You really see him in military costume, astronaut costume. And then with the fucking face mask, you can't see. Like I know Ryan Gosling's face, so
Yeah.
I can see him, but the others, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So he finds out that Gemini 4, what happens to Gemini 4, Gemini 8, when it comes time for Gemini 8,
That's
it's-
his specific mission to
Yeah.
where they have to dock with the unmanned spacecraft in orbit.
Which is
Yeah.
super important,
Yeah.
just to know if you can land on the moon. The
Because
way
if
want
they
to, 'cause
can-
they're gonna have to do
yeah.
it then.
They wouldn't
gotta
allow
prove that
them
out.
to progress to the Apollo mission without first successfully docking to that.
That's something I liked
Yeah.
how they did this and how they structured
Space
the movie.
docking.
Because it was really, it showed the evolution of all the stuff
What?
they had to figure out.
It's true.
Shut up. You know damn well what you said.
What, space docking?
Would have been a great title for the
An
movie.
important process
No, it's
of
not.
every mission.
Man, I just really had to be somewhere.
Yeah, hell.
Out here.
So they go on the space docking mission. Gemini 8 and they link up with Adonis, or
It was something like that. That was an unmanned spacecraft.
Yeah,
They had
it
to-
it definitely began with an A, and it was a little tough to
Yeah.
or
pronounce.
Adina.
Something similar to
Adina.
that.
Adina.
I think Adina sounds right.
Yeah.
It sounded like
Yeah.
a Greek god, but it wasn't. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
And they successfully dock with it.
And then some shit starts happening.
Yeah.
Like
They
some-
start to spin uncontrollably.
Yeah.
They think it's the unmanned craft, so they unhook from it. That's when shit
Probably
really
still
goes
floating
down.
And then they start spinning even faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets past to the point where they're no longer going to pass out, but die. His friend his partner or co-pilot that's
Yeah.
with him, long passed out.
Yeah. That's Gus, I think.
No, he was someone else. I think
Yeah.
it was Dave Scott. I looked him up after.
Oh, someone else? Okay.
Yeah.
And they go
I might
in-
be getting the name wrong, but he wasn't in it after that.
Yeah.
So that was that scene was pretty intense.
And then they enter the death roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I was dying during that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking tense.
I saw this with my girlfriend, and she, not her type of movie to begin with, and she gets real motion sick, like she can't watch Cloverfield and all that stuff.
Yeah.
With the
Who
first
could?
That
episode.
must have fucked
This
with
was
her.
Such
a
a
bad
shitty
scene
movie.
for her.
Just kidding.
I feel so bad for
Everything
It was
her.
a rough
relates back
2.5
to
hours for
Cloverfield.
Kristen.
Everything.
I like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
We need to goddamn do a series
don't.
on it.
Yeah.
I
Never just
hated.
like, nope.
I hated the most recent one. That's
I didn't
the
see.
one
I only
I've
saw the
seen.
first one.
I liked Paradox because all of y'all motherfuckers hated it.
So
Didn't
bad.
see it.
It's on Netflix.
It was like, let's make a movie and use
That's
as
the one where
much
the Earth
green
disappears.
screen.
I'm like, oh fuck, where's the
Yeah, but
Earth?
it answers to where the monster came from. That's important.
No, it doesn't. They're
He
parallel
came from an egg in the
universe.
sky.
They
They
sandwiched
showed it in the
that
first
the fuck
goddamn
in.
movie.
Let's talk.
Yeah, and they show it in this one too.
Let's talk about a good movie.
Fuck you!
All right.
Cloverfield's good shit.
So
You're just all weeble-minded and can't figure that shit out.
we're in that death
Slow
roll,
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
and they should have fainted by now if they were human. But Ryan Gosling's not human.
He's super.
He's able to
human.
stay, keep
Super
it
human.
together, and fly the
Not
stage
just
in
keep
person.
it together. He saves their life
He
because
saves the
they
day.
would have died.
Yeah, 100%.
So he saves the day. And then they come back down on Earth. We don't really see the coming back down thing. They kind of cut that one out. I figured when they didn't show them coming back to Earth and they just cut right to Earth.
Yeah.
I was like, here's where they realized they have way too long of a fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, this was a long
Yeah,
movie.
you know he got back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they shot it.
I wish the
Yeah,
apostle
100%.
realized that.
They
Something
must have
like,
shot
you know,
it.
we don't need
They-
to get rid of it.
They probably cut about 40 minutes out of this movie
Oh
too.
God, yeah. Yeah.
But actually, I didn't think it seemed as long because I said, oh, this is 2 hours and 21 minutes. I'm gonna miss the whole first half of the game, and I thought I would leave feeling like, you know, that they should have cut that off by 20
Yeah.
minutes. But I actually didn't. I think it kind of worked. Like if I didn't know the time going in, I would have said like 2 hours each.
At no point
Yeah,
did I
yeah.
feel it was too long, but you knew they could have cut some stuff out.
Yeah.
I just can't say what they could have cut out.
Yeah.
Did it feel long enough that you felt maybe it could have been a mini TV series instead to flesh out more of it?
I think they.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
I
they
think
could-
if they made
That's an
this
important
like
question for
3
more than
years
2 hour
ago,
movie.
They could do that with the Apollo.
Yeah, they
missions.
probably would have done that. I
Is
feel
that-
like kind of movies are on the uptick right now, and like a couple of years ago, it was TVs were on the uptick,
Yep.
and Game of Thrones was hot, and all that stuff. And now
True
I kind of feel like it's
Detective.
going the other way. I think movies are kind of getting some steam back, and maybe TV's petering out. You know?
I have the
TV's
unpopular
definitely
opinion.
petering out.
Yeah.
100%.
I think they should have cut out the entire moon landing.
I wouldn't have been
Entire
opposed to that
Yeah.
actually, but I really liked what he did on the moon though.
They probably
You
could have
did?
saved
Yeah.
$40 million
With the
and made some
bracelet?
money.
Oh, I like that.
Do you mean
bracelet,
just the
but
landing sequence, or just them going to the moon at all?
I would have ended it, and this is maybe just like a creative point of view. Like I would have ended it with Ryan Gosling's eyes looking out at the same view that he saw at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, I
And
can
that's
see
it.
that.
And
Like
then
after they had launched, but they're not actually getting to the
Mhm.
moon. I think the only way that would have worked is if he also kind of looked down and you could see that he had the bracelet,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
cut after that.
Th-
Because
you
I
need
think
to kind of
that's important.
storyline.
that
together.
was really the only closure we got in this movie was with
Yeah.
the bracelet.
That's the only
Plus,
thing that
you
explains
would have
his-
made all those middle-aged white people pissed if they didn't
Yeah.
really show him landing on the moon.
I know.
It's bad enough they didn't show him planting the American flag.
Oh god! I thought for a second he was posting up, and it's not. I know he's not the person who did it historically, but I thought he in one shot where they had his silhouette. I thought we were gonna see him swing a golf club because they've done that before on the moon. Well, supposedly.
It's towards the end where they kind of ran out of rocks to pick up. Let's see how far we can putt something.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
So, Gemini 8 is a success, even though it was kind of fucking crazy.
It was a success, but they also were thinking about reprimanding them in some sort of way.
Yeah.
But then they came back and said it was a total success. We're moving on to Apollo.
Well, because they were trying to figure out how to spin it for the media, and they were like, "What?" I don't really understand. I think that part is like everyone was just confused, and they didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, well, so much went wrong.
Yeah.
They have to look into it and figure out
Internal investigations, things like that. Yeah.
So the Apollo mission, now that's a success, Gemini's a success. They then go like, let's jump right into Apollo. Like, we got to get up there. We got to beat the Russians because fuck the Russians, because that's all America cares about apparently. So they rush Apollo. First Apollo mission, the cabin burns up, and his 3 friends die,
including his best friend Ed.
Yep, Ed, Gus, and who else? Dave Scott.
Nucky's brother.
What?
Nucky's brother. From
he wasn't in the.
No, he was in the battle station all the time.
He was like an administrative guy.
I'm pretty sure he burned up with them.
No, he did. It was just 2 other guys. I don't think we really.
It was 3 people though.
Yeah, 3 people. All so Ed, Jason Clarke's character, and the other 2 guys. I don't think we really met that much.
I could have sworn it was him because he made a smart ass
remark. He's in it later
remark.
talking to his wife and like, hey, get back to your house.
No, that was the Friday Night Lights guy.
That is the same guy.
No, I'm not thinking about him. I'm talking about Nucky's brother from Boardwalk Empire.
That's
him. That's him.
Oh, you're thinking of the dude from that what's that show on HBO with Jack Black?
No,
there was another one that he was in.
With Jack Black.
No, I know who you're talking about. That's not who I'm thinking.
Because that guy's in the movie, but he's Tom Hanks from Apollo 13.
Yeah.
So, wrap your mind around that, Rob. But I think
Porn
the guy you're
stash
talking
from
about.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Tom Hanks.
No, I'm thinking of Nucky's brother. I'm pretty sure he died with him.
He didn't. No. I swear
You're thinking of the coach from Friday Night Lights, right? They're the same.
No.
I never watched Boardwalk Empire. Aren't they the same person?
No.
I thought so.
Nobody's even credited.
I haven't seen Friday Night Lights. I've only seen
I haven't seen
episodes.
Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look
This
where
is
we
our
are
problem.
here.
Who are we talking about? You'll know Kyle Chandler's the guy's name. He's the coach from Friday Night
That's
Lights.
not who I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah, he's like he's a manager.
He's always in Houston.
Yeah.
That wasn't who I was thinking about. But
Reggie Thompson's brother is still administrative also.
yeah, but he's also an astronaut.
Yeah, but I don't think that was him.
Are you talking about the short guy with gray hair who was always yelling?
Yep.
No, he was in the control room. He didn't burn.
Yeah. He was in the control room at the end.
I'm gonna look it up.
But
later.
I don't know what his
Dude, look it
actor's
up.
name is. Yeah, you can look up Apollo 1 too and see if he's one of the guys.
If I'm wrong, I'll announce at the beginning of the next podcast.
Fair enough.
Well, not the next, but the next one we'll come back for and record.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
So, Apollo 1 happens. It blows up. Ryan Gosling's Neil Armstrong finds out, or Neil Armstrong's Ryan Gosling, however you want to say it, is alerted at a White House event that he's asked to attend, and learns that his friends die, and as usual, as he does with every situation, he bottles it up and gets really clammy and quiet. He leaves the White House. His wife stays and gets a ride back, and he goes and looks at the stars in anger. And oh no, that's a little bit earlier because
because that was at his friend's funeral.
Yeah, that was at his friend's
when he
funeral.
left. Because then he saw his daughter with the kids playing, but then he disappeared. Like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, my daughter died too, and because he doesn't know how to process his emotions,
yeah.
just drives away like a crazy person.
So this is even later than that. So that happens earlier. Anyway, come back to the story.
I was right.
Eventually, you were right.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
He
right.
died. All right. He died.
Well, Rob told us he's right, so I'm not going to fact check him.
So
I'm
Nucky
just gonna assume
Thompson's
he's
brother
not
did
bullshitting us.
Which is weird because he was also in Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah,
Ah.
for a brief amount
Yeah.
of time. So in First Man, so Apollo 8 then comes along, and Ryan Gosling, Neil Armstrong is asked to be the commander for that, and it's him and Buzz Aldrin, just him and Buzz Aldrin. That's
There's
it.
one guy that
No,
stays up
Michael
in the
Collins
orbit.
was the third
Yeah.
guy, and he stayed in the ship that orbited, so when they could shoot up from the moon and dock up with him.
Okay, because I thought I saw 3 and then I saw 2, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, the other guy was in the mothership.
So they get launched into space, and they are landing on the moon. One guy stays in the ship. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong go down in the smaller craft, the Land Rover or whatever you want to call it. They land. The first step on the moon is they shoot it super iconic. So it's like there's a huge delay, and then he makes his first step. It says the famous line: "It's a small step for mankind, huge step for
Oh
giant
boy!
one giant leap for
you
mankind."
trumped
Start
the shit out of
that one over
One
again.
small
He
step
says
for
that
man.
famous line that we all know the
That's
words
one
to.
big step for man, one small step for man.
One giant leap.
I know what it is.
I didn't
I'm just
finish.
fucking with you.
I didn't finish.
I'm just fucking.
Anyway, he
Shame!
says the famous lines. They walk around on the moon for a bit. I almost said Mars. They walk around on the moon for a bit. Nicolas Cage comes out of a crater.
Reaching.
They walk around the moon. Neil Armstrong is super, like, glassy-eyed. You can't see his face, but he's glassy-eyed, looking at the Earth from the moon. He goes to a crater, throws his daughter's bracelet into the crater as like a symbolic. This whole movie he's been kind of mourning his daughter privately by himself without therapy. And finally, he gets to visit the moon because his daughter points to the moon in the beginning of the movie and absolve all of his issues. And then comes back to Earth. They both go in quarantine. Buzz Aldrin high fives him basically with a coffee cup.
Yeah.
Fucking did it, guy.
Fucking space.
And his wife comes back in to the room with the glass, like the quarantined,
Yeah.
like almost like when you go into like the. When you
Wanted
go
to make sure
the
he didn't get
prison.
any moon germs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moon germs.
And he's very quiet and reserved. And some of you guys think that he has fulfilled his duties as a father and is kind of subconsciously like they both know subconsciously.
If it was me, I personally would have ended it right when he dropped the bracelet into the crater.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, just me personally.
Yeah.
That would have been my preferred
That
ending.
would have been good too.
Just and when they're on the moon and stuff, and this is I think kind of goes to the score in general. If you want to talk about that, just how there's no sound on the moon because there's
Yeah.
no sound in
Oh, I
space.
love that.
That was so well done
Well, there's no space.
because it's all flat. That just keeps going.
Really owning this, and I'm not happy about it.
What did you guys think of the acting, like, as a whole? Like, I thought that Claire Foy was amazing. And
She
and
was
Ryan
probably
Gosling
the
was pretty
best
good.
in this movie.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Ryan Gosling was very good. Jason Clarke was very. Everyone was pretty good,
Yeah.
but those were my three. I would
Jason
say.
Clarke was probably the best for me.
He was
Ed
really
White.
good. I'll give
Yeah.
you that.
Yeah.
He was really good. Yeah.
There's a lot of acting that was just played out completely by just facial.
You know who else was pretty good though? His kids, or at least the youngest one. He's a
Very
little
believable.
smart ass.
Yeah.
Oh, the sons.
Yeah.
The sons
Especially
were,
the
the sons
youngest
were
one.
good. Yeah. The older one I like too, though,
He
because you
just
see a
can't-
lot of more of like
yeah.
the older understanding
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of calculation.
But I really liked how the other one came out with something like smacked his mom, ran away, and hid. He just seemed like a smart ass kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, what did you think, Rob, with a number grid?
This is gonna be like a high 9 for me, like 9.5. I thought it was really good,
Really?
extremely well acted. Yeah. Well, I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and I already went in thinking it was gonna be a good movie. But I expected it to drag on at parts and have a pacing problem. I didn't really see that with this.
Have you given anything on this show more than like a 7?
Yeah.
Not many. Not many.
That shit is rare. It's like seeing Bigfoot. You are one critical motherfucker.
I'm very generous.
No, you're not 9 generous.
Yeah, I gave A Quiet Place like a 9.5.
That
Rob
deserves
loves
Yeah.
everything. Rob
Yeah.
sees everything.
He fucking
We all
hates
do.
everything.
No, I think
He says he sees everything. He hates everything.
There's a lot of
What did I
garbage.
hate? That didn't
Throw a
deserve
stone at a
hate.
board full of shit we've
I
seen.
loved Alpha.
You love
That's right. You
Alpha?
fucking love those dumb
Alfalfa?
dogs.
Yes, Alpha.
Elf?
Alpha.
Alpha. Asshole.
I hated Mile 22. You're thinking I'm rating everything like Mile 22.
Because I loved Mile 22, hated Alpha. You loved Alpha,
There-
hated Mile 22.
There was like 5 movies I hated this year. Most have just been okay.
Yeah.
But this
That's
one,
what Rob always says. That was alright.
yeah, most
Good.
things.
Could have won
Yeah.
him if you tried.
It's true though. There's not like a lot of wow movies that come out.
This year's been a down year for movies, boy.
It's been a pretty fine year.
I think it's been okay.
It's been okay, exactly.
It's the first year
There's a
where I've
lot-
seen way more movies than I should be seeing.
I will say this.
I'm about the same as last year, actually.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
this about 2018 is that there are a lot more new IPs, intellectual properties, like non-reboot ass movies. Sure, there've been a few like remakes of 50s movies, but I mean, or in this case, 40s events.
A couple years ago, there were like
Thanks.
10 remakes that
Yeah.
came out like in October.
I feel like the last couple of years have just been let's just fucking MCU
But-
everything and remake everything.
But most
Which we're
things
still
I've
MCU.
given a grade for have been between a 7 and 8.
Yeah.
You're stuck on that? I was kidding.
Generally.
No, but
You
let me.
stuck on that.
No. This movie was better acted than all of those.
Yeah, Gosling was in it.
That wasn't even why. I like Claire Foy the best.
Yeah, Claire Foy was.
We get
the
it.
best.
Keep
Yeah,
saying
you
her
can't
full
knock
name.
anybody on this cast.
Well, I'm not gonna call her Claire. I don't know this woman.
So
We're not
Claire
on first
Foy.
name basis, and you call them
Yeah, you don't-
Ryan Gosling.
It's only like a
You
very.
don't call an actor by their first name.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you see Ryan in that flick.
Yeah, like Steve in that movie.
Pretty good, right?
All right.
Ryan
Let's
who?
make
Ryan
it-
Reynolds.
Boston people do that usually though.
Yeah, but that's with fucking.
Only with people
Marky
from
Mark
Boston.
kid.
Yo,
Yeah.
you see Mark in that movie?
Mocky Mock.
It was fucking wicked piss up. Fuck
That
I know
Boston.
Donnie was in Band of Brothers.
Fuck Boston.
Fuck it. And I'm from there.
Beautiful city tatted on my arm. It's a
Beautiful
shithole. It's a shithole.
city. Ugh.
Faneuil Hall's pretty.
That skyline looks like ass.
That's
Drive-
mostly because when you see it, you're stuck in traffic running around the whole fucking city because it's not a grid system like New York.
Let's move on. Justin, what do you give this movie?
This movie definitely deserves like a 3. No, I have no idea. It
Justin.
sounds as close to what I expected to sound like in real life.
He's grounded like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to give.
I'm gonna
his-
make you watch the Notebook. I'm gonna make you watch the Notebook on repeat for like 4
Fuck
hours.
that movie.
No.
Yeah.
You
no.
thought about it.
Can I do it?
Because I like what's his name, Matthew McConaughey. He's in that, right?
Oh.
I don't remember any character. From
That's
the
that's
movie.
what
No,
I
you're
feel like.
thinking of Dallas Buyers Club.
What is
How
that?
am I
Is that an
thinking-
AIDS
How am I
love story?
thinking of Dallas Buyers Club?
Matthew
from
McConaughey,
the
dude.
Notebook?
All right, all
It's not
right,
the
all
same
right.
movie, right?
Jump.
You put
Dallas
it
Buyers
in, I
Club is
take
awesome, though.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you
I
should
don't.
see
I don't
it.
see. I don't hang out with Rob enough. I don't see.
That's
enough
my
movies.
favorite.
I didn't watch that movie. That didn't go into theaters.
That's my
Yes, it did,
favorite
didn't it?
movie.
I don't think so. I think
That
it was
he's
an
done.
HBO movie.
Wasn't it like a Best Picture contender? You have to go. To
Yeah.
theaters for that.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I went to
Watch
every
it. It's on
theater.
Well, not
Netflix.
every theater, but
What movie?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh no, I don't watch movies with AIDS in it.
It's so good though. Like I'm
Harvey
serious.
Milk!
I know
I
you're.
didn't watch
I
that
know you're
fucking movie.
Nobody
putting up a
watched it.
point.
It's got AIDS in it.
Putting up a front right now, but
Are you being
Watch it.
serious?
Yeah, AIDS is depressing. And if you go for one fucking Sade and say Jenny has AIDS, she doesn't.
Jenny?
She has hepatitis C. Who's Jenny? Forrest Gump.
oh.
It's a fucking.
Fuck Forrest Gump. He was mentally ill.
Wow, that's gonna get it out.
I I almost grabbed your phone and broke it.
Oh, was it because he was? Oh shit! Fuck Forrest Gump and
I
the
would've
boat he
fucking
wrote it on.
Crushed it in this hand.
Yo, we're gonna have to edit that out. That was pretty aggressive.
Um,
Oh, black people.
so,
I'm making sure
Oh.
to edit that. I'm just making sure.
so I thought First Man was very well done. The only things that pissed me off were very kind of character related, but it kind of relates to only this particular movie because I love Ryan Gosling. But I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5 out of 10, mainly because it was too long. There could have been some trimmed off at points, and when we were talking about earlier, what could be trimmed off? The only thing I can think of is the moon landing, because everything else was pretty damn solid.
How
But-
long was that scene?
Unnecessary. It was.
Which one?
It was
The
decent.
moon landing.
From the beginning
minutes?
to the end, it was probably about 15 minutes.
Yeah. But
Just the moon landing?
Yeah.
That was 50 minutes?
15.
Oh, you said 50. I was like, I would have fucking walked out.
15.
You know what though? No, now that I'm thinking,
Fuck you.
now that I think back to that scene where they were in the death roll, at one point during the death roll, I was like, all right, this is a little bit enough. You've gotten the picture across.
He's gonna die. We get it.
You know what I mean? Like, didn't you feel like
They could have shortened some scenes, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't really cut anything out, but yeah, maybe they could have trimmed some stuff down.
Like you said earlier, like 2 hours even
Yeah.
would have been like the firm like, all right, you're gonna get a 9.5 from me.
If it were 2 hours even, people would have left saying, "Wow, that flew by." You know?
Yeah,
yeah. I think they definitely could have trimmed it a bit.
Yeah, they did keep me on the edge of my seat with all of the like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Cockpit
very
scenes.
tight butthole movie.
Very tight butthole.
Like this.
Yeah, I kept thinking like I can't even imagine being strapped into like an astronaut suit,
Yeah.
let alone like
Now we
that
can zoom in
small.
on that.
Yeah.
Off in a butthole.
Yeah.
You're gonna pop in a butthole?
I'm gonna pop in a butthole in his finger.
At least ask first.
I see where we went.
Steve, what do you think?
Redeem us.
Yeah, well, I don't know about redeeming you, but I'd give it a 9.0. I think it was a really solid movie. I really enjoyed it. There was definitely some stuff they could have done better. But yeah, I would go 9.0. My first thought was 8.9, but I think just the acting, how good it bumps it up a little bit into the 9. But I don't know. That's the way I do it.
So,
An average of an 8.
who's seen other space exploration movies that are realistic, like actual like real?
Apollo 13.
Yeah, Apollo 13.
And Apollo 13 I will say I like
Armageddon.
better than this movie.
So I've seen them, but I don't remember them.
Battlefield Earth.
How does this stack up?
Halo 2.
This is up there with Apollo 13, I think.
Shit you're throwing out there.
Yeah.
I also haven't seen
like I said, I
Apollo-
like Apollo 13
Yeah.
a little bit better.
I also haven't seen Apollo 13 in probably about like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in like since they came out. Like when I got them on VHS rental from
Oh.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was probably a 2 VHS
I
movie.
miss Blockbuster.
Me too, but
Ne-
fuck it.
This podcast makes me appreciate movies the way I used to, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like it gets to a point where it's like we have everything at our access now. It's like kind of like it's kind of insane.
It's
Back,
too accessible.
yeah.
Too easy.
This makes me appreciate movies like I have never had before. Because it was weird that I'm even a part of this because I before maybe this podcast I haven't watched movies in years. Except for select like need to see stuff. And ever since this I'm like I'm 3 to 4 movies a week. Not this past week, but like lately, yeah. That's wild.
There's a lot of shit, but there's a lot of good shit too.
Hellfest exists.
Yeah,
Hellfest wasn't bad, actually.
That was fun.
Yo, I edited that review. You did not sell me on wanting to see that.
I enjoyed it.
That just got an.
You guys were just kind of like, this exists.
It was a surprise, actually, a decent movie.
It's something that if it was on TV, you can watch it.
It sounds predictable.
I'd add it to my 2,000 plus movie horror collection if I still had it.
You would add the
Yeah.
Donald Trump piss tape to that collection.
Not true.
Well, I
I
would.
would.
Not true. I gave away any movie that I thought was ass.
That just went through.
Piss on me.
How did it go over my head? I heard
You
it.
just did not react as well as
Because I didn't give a shit. I've heard Donald Trump. You think I've heard that's my first Donald Trump rodeo? I heard plenty of shit on Donald Trump.
Rodeo.
I just
all
love it.
everyone
It's
fucking
fine.
talks about is Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. He
He's
gets
right.
away with fucking everything. So what's the point in fucking keeping complaining and keep fueling
It's
the
not a
fucking
complaint.
news?
I just meant if there's a tape of him getting pissed on,
Yeah.
like,
Do you got it?
I wish. I would sell that shit to
You
TMZ
do.
and pay our bills for a year.
More than that.
More than a year.
Way more than
That
that.
would sell for billions.
You'd be set for life, but
could buy
also
a
probably
house.
killed by
I would
the
be
Secret
assassinated
Service.
by noon.
Yeah.
Raped by 2.
Raped by 2?
Yeah. Saying they would kill me. and then
Let's
finish
wrap
me
this up then.
off. Anyway, yeah.
Let's
Once
wrap
you
this
start
up.
talking about rape, it's usually a sign to end things.
So, all right, let's
Could have ended at 20.
so let's wrap this up. Rob, what do you got to plug today?
Nothing.
Nah,
Just like
buttholes.
rate. He said today. That's every day.
Plug buttholes every day.
But no, just like, rate, review, subscribe. You know, the usual.
Justin, what do you got?
Love us. We need more viewers. And you guys are lovely. I don't know, Evan, what do you got to view?
So like, share, subscribe, follow, check us out at Brutally Honest Network, Brutally Honest Reviews here. Soon we're starting a music podcast. We're starting a beer podcast. More of a beer show, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to get drunk, Steve?
We're starting a Game of Thrones show relatively soon.
Fuck this idiot next to me.
You're gonna have Justin as your fourth every week just so you can shit on him.
So I can beat the
yeah.
shit out of him with
Yeah.
empty beer bottles? Yeah, sure.
That's so gross.
So yeah, check us out, and also check out Hop Top Films. You done? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait this one out. So, check us out also at Hop Top Films. We got a bunch of short films coming out October 28th, and we are also shoot this show. So if you've got a podcast and you're looking to host a show, hit us up. And also, if you are looking to do anything show related, hit us up. We are starting to branch out and do other shows and do other things. And yeah, Steve, what do you got?
So everybody, if you want to see me get strangled and killed on YouTube, I want you to check out my brother's film channel. It's called La Boss Films, LABOSS Films. You can see my 2 acting credits, and yeah, I get killed in one of them. It's pretty great. My girlfriend watches it a lot. It's weird.
No, I think I get it.
It's a little much. Steve may not be back for podcast number 2. So, with that being said,
I'm still crying.
That's okay. Let it out.
we'll catch you soon at Brutally Honest Network. Again, like, share, subscribe, follow. Tune in on Thursday this week. Wait, what is this movie, First Man? Sorry, tune in on Tuesday for another brand new podcast and review of another film. Anyway, have a good week. Peace.